Hi, if you're in this particular slide and you are looking at post-event engagement strategies and you are thinking what kind of event, what kind of engagements, and how about this? So let me tell you, we will be talking about how after any event you can create yourself in such a way, those kind of strategies by which you can stay connected, whether it is academics, whether it is business, whether it is your official or your any kind of a public engagement which is happening or an event happening. So what you can do after that. All right. So with that, let us begin our session today. This is one of the strategies of the 33 steps to become influencers. My name is Amit Nath, and today we'll have a kind of a quick session of how we are able to create that relationship after any event. And with that, I also have one of my friend here on an audio mode. His name is Mr. June, who will be a volunteer and a kind of a communicator and a co-learner for me as well. So guys, if you are looking to this particular video for the first time, let me tell you, uh, I create a kind of a new strategy of communication. It's called as influencing inner self, where with 37 days program, anyone can become what they want and they can start doing what they want actually. Okay, so with this 37 days program, we have something called as a co-learning experiences, where you learn along with your fellow mates and we try to work together as a team and we watch our back. So this is one of the sessions where I have my co-learner June also with me, and we are trying to talk about how we can harness the power of event engagements through a post-event engagement strategy. Now, why this is important, what kind of events are this? We'll go a little bit deeper into that. So before that, let me tell you, okay, what kind of events are required for yourself. Okay, so hi June.
Hello.
Hi. So, June, just quickly tell me, you have seen a lot of this, events happening in your country, in your place, right? Um, and I'm talking about purely an influencing, an area where there might be motivational coaches, there might be trainers, or people who are as entrepreneurs or businessmen. They're talking about different things, and there's a kind of a gathering. So, did you get a chance to attend any one of them recently?
Hello, Amit.
Hi.
Sorry, it cut down.
Okay, so
Can
I
you
asked,
please
like,
repeat?
did you get a chance to attend any of these events recently?
No.
Okay, so when was your last event where you have participated?
It was about a year ago.
Okay, and what was that event all about?
It was before HTC, and it was like volunteer work I followed with my friend
Oh,
because my friend's father back then was a CEO of a club in his city.
mm-hmm.
So and he was gonna give a speech of how to do marketing strategies and stuff. So he
All
just
right,
followed him.
right. So, guys, if you're listening to this, just to tell you, okay, I'm sure you'll be looking into different kind of possibilities of getting into some sort of events or some sort of getting together happening or meetups happening in your city. This is very important for us because in one of the strategies, it is like the more you are seen, the more you are heard, the more trust you can build. Okay, I repeat, the more you are seen, the more you are heard, the more trust you can build. Okay, and that is one small point of having something called as the authority, the industry authority. Okay, so having said that, the power of an influencer is not only just to be a socially presence but also about how he leads his pack of team, how he takes care of his fans, his followers, his listeners, his audience, and everyone. And this is something that we're going to talk a little bit here today, is how event engagement strategies can be a much more helpful thing. Now, point number one. Okay, let me go to the slide here. So, one second, I think this is back. Okay, so this is one of the things. So we finished this particular last slide. Guys, if you're listening to this, you can go back and check the other session videos which are there posted on YouTube. So we finished about communication, we finished about engagement plan, where we spoke about There's different kind of steps to keep enthralled, captivated, and curated. And today we are going to talk about post-event follow-up strategy. So with that, let me go to the indented sheet that we have where we make a note of all these things. So post-event follow-up is something which is the 18th point under the 33 steps of being an influencer. And this is my first information sharing with you is before we start even this topic and today's session, let me ask you and tell you all these things is the event that you participate, the getting together, the meetups, there is a hidden objective always in our mind, right? So June, would you mind responding with me? I'm directly talking to you as if I'm talking to others as well.
No, I don't mind.
Awesome. So my first take is whenever we attend any of such kind of events or functions or getting together meetups, there is a hidden agenda which is always there. So whether you are an influencer, whether you are a normal guy, whether you are an audience or participant, you either go to learn, to network, to meet, to revive old memories, to gain the trust, to find friends. There might be any reasons which is there, but there is definitely one objective when you take part in such kind of mass getting together. So are you with me so far?
Got it.
Okay. And the entire objective, whatever the objective, is only working when you stay together, when you are consistent, when you are able to reconnect back. So the post-event follow-up is all about reconnect. Okay. Now, why do we need to have a reconnect? Because as I said, the objectives can be anyone. The objectives can be finding a friend, finding a new partner, finding probably somebody as a industry expert or somebody within yourself who are better than yourself. Might be finding somebody who is more related to the industry. There might be many purposes to be there, as I said, to reconnect. Now you can only win about this entire participation. It becomes complete only when you reconnect and reach to your objective. So far, are you with me?
Sure. Just the last part kind of like buzzed a little bit, but yep.
Yeah. So I'll just repeat. So there is a purpose of participating in any or one of such a kind of events, whatever the events is. And there is an objective here. So many times event gets over, you clap and you participate and tata bye bye, and this happens. But the thing is, it is not done. The job is not done. So how many people you have met? You have met probably 200, 300 people, or might be more than that. There is a hidden objective. That objective is not done unless and until you have spoken and created that reconnect again with these guys. Okay, your business is not done. Your intention is not done. You want to learn something, you have met somebody, but you have to make another approach to reach out to him so that you learn that thing. Okay, or make a new connection. Okay, or it might be a family get together. So you reach out to him again so that you are again staying connected. There will be any kind of intention to do this. And that's why you need a post-event follow-up strategy. This happens in business also, because only with this you get your repeat business and loyalty as well, right? You need to keep on coming back again and again. So how do you do that? I'm sure when you go to McDonald's or anything, they ask your phone number, and when you're taking the bills, the entire intention is they will be re-engaging yourself. Okay, they'll send some offers, they'll send some informations or some new products coming to the market. They try to re-engage after you have met. Okay, and these are a couple of communications which you can also see. So many times they say, okay, sir, you have attended our meeting and on so and so date, and I met you there. So that becomes the spark of the first connection. Don't lose that. So guys, I have been attending probably in this last 1.5 weeks, I have met probably more than 400, 500 people, 101, in a crowd of probably around thousands and thousands. I don't know what is the count, but I personally have met around 400 people. But understand one thing, I will not be able to remember all of them. And each one of them are, have their own individual taste, own individual information sharing capacity, own individual need, own individual objectives, and their thought processes are different. All are different. Now, this is how the funnel looks like for me. Okay. Now, let's say I went to an event, and in that event, I have met, I know there are more than 1,000 people are there. So I particularly met around, let's say, 50 or 60 people in a span of 1 day or 2 days. I spent time, I understood them, and now there is a time to reconnect back. Okay, because that's the time when you actually make your business to first level to second level, or your connections to first level to second level. So we talk about this like repo building or connections or relationship building. That's the time when you reconnect and say, hi, so June, I met you at so and so event. Did you recall? You are wearing a red t-shirt and I was in this. We spoke about that. So there is a lot of information that rekindles those relationships, right? Okay. So today's session is all about the strategies, how you can keep yourself clear, objective wise, you can start your relationship. The entire purpose is how do you reconnect, and this is so important. Okay, so this is my take. As I said, I can list down a couple of things, as this is a kind of a teaser for you also, like you can go deeper into all these things. So we'll just deep learn a little bit of things that I do. The first thing is I already have a pre-frame email template. Okay, or a message that I can send it as a text message. Okay, might be images. Okay, now this is one thing. So you can have a predefined template, and what I do is I usually try to talk to them, and I schedule an SMS or a text message from my phone directly to them on a particular day. Okay, so this is another strategy I'm talking about. So what happens is they know that you are going to reconnect them back on so and so date and time, and you are asking about that live. So that is another technique by which, for B2B networking or B2B business networking or family networking, anywhere, you can use this so that, hey, I know today we just met, but can we reconnect after 2 months or after 1 month? And how about I send you a message and I send you a reminder? Are you okay with that? Okay. So usually people won't say no because you are not disturbing right now, but you are taking a permission to get him back after 1 month. How about we just connect on phone? People are very happy if you are able to connect on or reconnect on phone. So take a phone meeting, phone appointment. Okay. And have a kind of a very clear agenda on what you're going to do. So the appointment is basically to find out what is the good time when you can probably meet again and shake hands again, or probably we can share certain information about my product or your services, or we find out mutually what is the kind of business we can do together, or hey, let's just jam together once again. So this is a kind of different word used in different kind of sessions. So usually for people who are into music industry, they talk about this like it. Okay, let's jam together, let's hang on or hang out kind of things. In terms of business, it is more about reconnect and finding mutual, information shares, interests, and passion points, and product understandings, and so on and so forth. Okay, I am happy that there are a lot of such kind of softwares are there right now which are free. So guys, let me tell you, these are free, like calendly.com, appointmentscheduler.com, where you can directly send a link and you can help the other guy on the other side pick and choose a date. Okay, now this is something which is like the setting of this agenda. So this is not the post event following up. I'm talking about the way to create the next calendar meeting. And the purpose of today's discussion is what are you going to talk at that particular day, right? Okay. So far, okay, Jude?
Okay.
Okay. So as I said, like now since you have taken the time and you guys know each other, now this is which we are talking today is about the post event following up and the engagement partners. What you're going to do is there has to be a way to recollect him, because as you have met probably hundreds and tens of people. I'm sure this other gentleman who has given you the time to reconnect back would have done the same thing, and likely there are a lot of chances that this gentleman has forgotten who you are. It's completely a cold call. In a technical language, it's a cold call. So the first level is reconnect and reintroduce. So this is the first point, is reconnect and reintroduce. But when you are reintroducing, use certain parameters of mutual connect, like the kind of t-shirt you are wearing, or the event we met this guy also. Use some sort of a kind of a hook. So I call it as a hook. Okay. Now this is the hook by which you get to your brain and you pull out those data of you interacting with this gentleman. Okay, are you okay with it so far? Hello? All right. So guys, if you're listening to this, a hook can be of different sort. A hook can be an image. A hook can be a person who was there between your conversations. A hook can be the situation or the environment. A hook can be the dress that you're wearing. A hook can be any event that happened. Might be it snowed that day, or might be it rained that day. Might be something happened, which was there. A hook can be a celebrity. Let's say you've gone to an event where there was an invitee or a celebrity or some kind of performance happening. You can talk about that, because these are certain called as
Hello?
yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I just also just Zoom cut off all of a sudden.
Yeah. Okay. So
Let's do this.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, there is some problem here. Okay, cool. So so I was talking about this other thing where the different kind of events which are there, where you have got different people, and the kind of connections you make with these hooks are basically to make him remind that you met him at so and so places and all these things. So once this understanding is established, once he has recalled you, and now usually we tend to find out, hey, how are you, what's happening, and all those things. Okay. So I usually believe there are different kind of places to use different kind of techniques. And being an influencer myself, the kind of authority that I try to put is more about learning about him. Okay, hey, you try to reach me on so and so date, and here we are talking. Great. At last we made ourselves to interact with each other. Wow. So what are the things are you working on? So we're trying to figure out the kind of areas where we can take this relationship to the next level. As I said, deep inside there is an objective. That objective might be selling your product, or understanding, or selling your services, or kind of making him champion so that you can reach out to somebody else, or just having a kind of a good time, or rekindling your good thoughts. So objective wise, you have to do a kind of a post event following up. The framing has to be pure. So if it is a business, let me talk about the business part here. So when you are an influencer, and let's say I want people to join me as a volunteer. Now this is what is my deepest intention. Okay. So now I have my friend June here, and I'm meeting him after the event, and my entire intention is there has to be a way to figure out that this is the time that has been set. We can understand, might be 1 hour or 2 hours or whatever we set aside, and now we are reconnecting. And this is the time what we do is we don't reintroduce. The introduction is done. We first start with finding out the other gentleman, what he is doing. So it is more about, I call it as discovery. Okay. So this is the second meeting. Okay. So discovery is more of finding out in the second meeting what's more we have, what's more things are there. So let's say I met June there in an event, and he knows that I'm a marketeer, and I know that he is into the modeling industry. And now I feel that we can reconnect in a much more better way. Might be he has worked with some of the brands where I want to reach. Might be June wants to get into a kind of an agreement by which in my marketing stuff I figure out some companies who might need the help of June. Okay, June, are you okay with me so far?
Yep. Just the video is not working, but it's gonna work soon, maybe.
All right, not a problem. So, but are you able to listen to me?
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
Okay,
Okay.
awesome. So let's say this is the kind of deepest intention I have and the deepest intention he has. So now, if I'm an influencer, my first thing would be in what way I can be of help to him. In what way I can reach out to him so that I can come closer to the objective that I have. Okay, there is nothing bad about it. There is nothing good about
Right.
it, kind of things. It is a pure business I'm talking about. So let's say my intention is to figure out, okay, can I use probably the kind of talent June has to get a couple of models for one of my brand. Now that is a pure deep business intention that I have, right? Now what I do is I figure out all these things. So this exactly happens like how you do a business negotiations. Okay, this is the first pre-framing thing. What happens here is, okay, so I figure out if he is free, this is a good time or not, and when we can talk about what kind of things he has done. So I do all these things in the discovery. Okay, and people love to talk about themselves. So if I ask June, okay, June, tell me your last assignment, where you were into probably modeling industry or something, or how was the experience? Which country you were in?
For modeling, yeah, just with Finland.
Okay, Finland.
And
Wow.
yep, that's
So,
all.
so guys, if you're listening to this, I'm doing kind of a live call with June right now, and I'm trying to figure out if he is a good fit for me. My deepest intention is, so in my marketing business, I have got a couple of clients who might need a models or some sort of photo shoots. They might need it for their garment industry, and that is my corest intention. And let's say I have met June in one of the events. Fine. Is that preframing is okay, June, for you? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. So I said, is that preframing is okay for you? Then I can talk little, in a deeper sector.
Yeah.
Okay. So probably I might ask, okay, fine. So in the last one was a Finland assignment. So was it a kind of a clothing company or an apparel company or any kind of retail sector?
It was more freelancer.
Okay, cool. So I'm sure this was more about the what kind of way it is. So it is just a kind of a casual shoot.
Yeah, it was photo shoot and also photo shoot with my girlfriend as a memory also. Many things like that were also like just non-paid volunteer work
Mhm.
to do art.
Okay.
That's my experiences. And
All right.
yeah, it was like freelancer, just do freelancing.
Yeah. See, there are a couple of ways to reconnect here. Is so as an influencer, my intention is if I can probably help him to get a new business, and my intention is if I can probably use your expertise, your talent, and your probably subject matter observations to help my company or my client's company. Now, this is something what we do is in the post-event following up is there are different techniques to do that. Okay, so the first technique is called as being comfortable. So being comfortable has got a lot of factors into it: the timing, the positioning, his mental state of now, his engagements, his capacity to take up new jobs or not, how much engaged he is he suffering for something or not. So we figure out all these things in the first level of phone call or the first connect. So these are certain things by which we figure out the more understanding of this gentleman as well, personally, his community, and all these things. So as I said, post event following up, okay, this is about a second level of shaking hands. And I call it as the closer you are, the bigger, better, and more stronger the business can be. So once you start this discovery thing, usually there are intentions are there. So these intentions are open. Either one, I call it as the close intentions. So closing intentions are, it's very personal. Okay, that means yes, I am ready to do this, or I am ready to take part into this. Okay, and this is one part of it. And there is something called as, bidirectional. So when there are more than two people are there, okay, I don't think so I can do it myself, but I can connect you to one of my friend. So this is called as bidirectional. So we figure out a kind of a mutual interest and mutual way to support each other. Okay, and the last one is something which I call it as, navigation. Okay, so I'm not going into deeper of this section. Navigation means, okay, you are looking at something I don't know, but I think I can connect you to somebody like this. Okay, so here you get an understanding clear about if you are the right person to talk and reach out to your objective or not. So this is basically figuring out, what is the next level of our actions to be taken. So the next level of action is, okay, is we send a kind of a genuine thank, and we figure out what is the kind of agenda we have for the next meeting. So always, as I said, we always as influencers find out what we have next agenda and next meeting. So this is a kind of a very preliminary action by which now you can talk face to face. Now you can shake hands. Now you can really touch. That social thing is actually right now. So this is the first step by which you take a permission to be a social step forward, and you can meet him or her in person. Okay. So let me ask my friend June. Are you okay so far? Whatever I have spoken. Hey June, can you hear me? All right. I think.
Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So
it's just the video stops so often.
Okay, I don't know, might be some network issues. All right, so far, tell me, I mean, since you are listening to all these things, are you okay with so far?
Yeah.
Okay, any kind of inputs that you want to share with me?
Not really.
Okay.
I want to listen to actually more about what you say also, since I've seen you also recently going to like several events also for your business.
Yes.
And yeah, just I think this session would be a lot more valuable for me if I see your experience, if I hear more about your experience,
Right.
how you had to like 200, 600 business cards,
Oh yeah. Yes. So
Right.
not just about business card exchange, but what we try to do is we try to share a specific intention or a value exchange in that meeting. So that is the first meeting. Okay. In the post following up sessions, we go a little deeper and we dig down deeper their pain points and understand if we are the right fit for them or not. Okay, in terms of helping, in terms of caring, in terms of business, in terms of relationship, in terms of making champions, we try to figure out. So basically, the post following up event number one, that is one, we try to do all these things. So this is the second time we do a filtering and elimination of the good connects or not. Okay, so basically there are three levels of connect here. One, urgent and important. Second one, important but not urgent. And the third one is neither important nor urgent. So those things are kept aside. The second level of guys, we try to do a second level of following up. All right, this is very deeper. Now, coming to the point of post-event following up, usually people don't want unnecessarily automation mails, unnecessarily good morning, good night, unnecessarily, happy Christmas and happy New Year and all the shit. People don't want that. Okay. So what we do instead is we share certain things of value. So the first thing I would suggest everyone who is looking into this, if you are really interested to meet this gentleman, and if you have found out that he's the guy who can bring you closer to your dream objective or your intentions, then please do send something valuable to him. When I say valuable, go ahead and search on Google. You will find at least some percentage of whatever discussions you have taken. So let's say if June is into modeling and photography and a lot of advertising stuff, I do probably a 10 minutes of survey online and I figure out what is the next thing happen. Understand one thing: if he has attended an event, that means also he is interested like you. Might be you know his intentions, might be you don't know his intentions. All right. So if he has attended that event or that meetup, find out the reason why he is there. Might be his business, might be it is friendliness, might be it is just being participant, or might be he has got some spare time. Okay, let's go for an event and say hi to people and meet some new guys, or might be something else. Find out whatever it is. The first following up when you are on phone, we find out this gentleman is fit for you or not. Also, we find out about their engagement pattern. Now you might be asking, how the hell we find out? Now, once you pick up the call and you start making the reconnect and you've shared all these things, just ask them, how is it going? That is a very powerful question. How is it going for you? Second powerful question is, what did you take out of the meetup that we had happen? What did you take out from the event? How is your business happening? How is your life now? Did you get any friends or business partner or connect who can help you out in that? Okay. Try to pick up an old question. Okay. Now this is something, the more detailed you are, the more closer you can get into this guy. That's not a secret. Okay. So always have a pen and paper and a small notebook, something like this sort in your hand when you are meeting somebody, because that makes your life so important. And this is, I call it as the technique of journalism. I'm just writing it down. Okay, being a journalist. I'm not asking you to do an interview of him, but basically you are noting down those kind of characteristics by which you can recall this guy. And recently I had celebrated my birthday, and there are a lot of guys who have wished me, looking into my Facebook account, finding out that I have a birthday. And many times I was trying to recall, where did I meet this gentleman? In what context? And now once we spoke about, okay, we met you here and you are wearing this and this gentleman was there. Now I could reconnect and I can make the entire frame. I know why I am talking to this guy. Same thing happens with everyone. Now you might be going for an interview, you might be going for a business meet, you might be going for a personal happiness travel. You meet people at different points and different time. So post-event following up is something that not only makes you a bigger, better influencer, but also makes you somebody to be honored, respected, and kept as a friend. This is a big achievement for anyone if you can make this entire event, the following up strategies in a nice way. Because you not only get a new client, you get a new relationship, and you get a new friend, and you get a new person to talk to. And also you get a new perspective of thinking as well. The more you meet, the more you interact. Okay, so this is not the end. As I said, this is just a kind of an outmost thing. That there are deeper levels into this. So let me tell you one thing: is I met one gentleman in a meeting. We spoke after the meeting for probably around a couple of minutes, and we parted off. The next day morning, we spoke over phone for 1 hour. The next morning after that, we actually tried to meet on a Zoom meeting like this, on a webinar thing. And after 1 week, we made an effort to meet personally. So what I'm trying to say is, there is a graduation from day 1 to the day 10th. Are you able to see that? And the intention is so strong that both of us were getting closer and we are able to match our mutual objectives to some extent. and in between there are various steps are there. So I call it as something called as social bonding. Social bonding is like after you have shaken hands on the first time. Okay, I'm sorry about this. Okay, now you share, okay, catch me on Facebook, catch me on LinkedIn and Instagram and blah blah and all those things, right? So you share those things. Okay, and then you start communicating there as well. So post event following up is not restricted to only a phone call or an email ID sent or a message, but also about how you re-engage this gentleman on social media, how you re-engage him on a personal note, what kind of things that you can share with him which will add value to his work, his own self, his personal being, his community, whatever. So this is the first thing is, as an influencer, what is that one thing you want him to be? You want him to be just a fan of yours? Okay. Share him probably your YouTube videos or share him probably your books, whatever. So this is how you can add value. Okay. And always leave a scope open to make him feel so comfortable that he can introduce people to you. Okay. So this is like a scope for WOM, word of mouth. So this is how basically the most powerful marketing ingredient in the world is called as word of mouth. Most powerful thing. So that can be your business intentions or your personal thing is, but understand one thing, it is more about a referral of the highest standards. Because once you say to your friend, hey, I met this guy on this particular event, he is amazing in modeling and he has got so much of in-depth knowledge, why don't you go and check it out with her? Now this becomes a kind of what do I say, an amazing investment in your marketing, because without even going and talking to anyone, this gentleman is silently working as a marketing gentleman for you. He's giving you the leads, which is pure and ready to be converted. So this is an amazing feat of things, but the only thing is, how constantly are you keeping in touch with this gentleman? So guys, let me tell you, we tend to forget the purpose of the phone number that we had probably after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. We intend to delete this guy because we don't remember that. Okay. So this is something that you can take it as a call. You want to share a mass information to everyone and hook them up, fine. You want to share personal invites, fine. As I said, this is a co-learning experience here. You can pick and choose what works for you. You don't have to follow me. You don't have to follow anybody. You can follow from your own inner instinct. So if June, if you're listening to this and you want to say, okay, I don't want to do a mass mailing kind of thing, I don't want to send a mass text message, but probably I can do something is in my Facebook, I share a couple of my new stuff by which people can see what I'm doing and they can get reconnected. It's up to you how you want to do it. So the media is not something that is restricting you. You can choose any media, you can communicate the way you want, but you should be the authority by your own self. And there are sometimes which also happens is you're following up with the wrong guy, absolutely wrong guy, and there is might be a thin line of understanding that you found, okay, he's not the guy for me. There has to be a polite way of an exit policy. Okay, and one of the best exit policies that I can probably share with you guys is, wow, that is great. We understand this intention, whatever you said. Okay, what happened to this? Sorry. Okay, I just lost the sequence. Okay, so here we are. So the exit policy example that I was talking about, I found that this gentleman was behind my life because he wanted to basically pick my brain, pick my understanding of how much I'm connected in the industry and so on and so forth. And once I get to know about this guy, now he was behind me because he's a vendor who supplies those kind of things. It happens in an event, right? Everyone is looking forward to their business. Now the best way to exit with such kind of things is, wow, that was an event I just attended, but I said, like, as I met you, but right now I'm working on completely a different protocol. So how about if I can get back to you, or rather than taking into getting back, how about we meet up, at a place where we have got really concrete thing which is gonna be happening. So people usually have not cornered. People usually have taken in a very positive way, because this makes them understand that okay, this is not the right time, not right time. It is not the right time, RIPE, and this gentleman is probably somebody who can add value, and let's wait and give him a little bit of time to incubate.
Right.
Okay. Last thing is probably I can also say is, how about I follow you up? I set my calendar and I reach you back. So this is another polite way of sharing an exit policy. Okay. So
Mm.
here the guy feels obliged. Oh God, you are following it up, but but also on the other side, you are giving him a clear indication that you don't have to call me back. I will reach out to you. Okay. So it goes like this. Hey June, it's amazing that we got reconnected and we understood each other so amazingly well now, and I really understand where I can take your services or where I can take you up. And trust me, this is what is happening is I'm working on this 3 to 4 things which are right now in a very initial stage, which might need a couple of months, but I have your number saved, I have your details saved. You don't have to follow me up because I exactly know at what point I might need you. Are you okay with that?
See, yeah, that's that's just. I think that's wise. Yeah, that's like professional.
Yeah, so as I said, there are different things. So this is about stay away. This is a stay away method. Okay, don't
Uh,
disturb me. Okay, do not disturb. D&D, stay away. Okay, so as I said, there is another thing happens is now you find that this guy is not the guy for you, but you really want to stay in touch because you think in future this gentleman might be good for you. There are many such opportunities happens, right?
well,
And that's the
that's
time.
true.
That's the time. It is a little different than this. As I said, if you're listening to this, trust me, you will get a lot of value into this. I'm giving you from my own personal experiences. And as I said, in the last 1 week, I've met more than 500 guys. So how can I remember all the 500 is impossible. But I can exactly tell you the guys, the 5 or 6 people who are really going to be, somebody whom I'm looking forward to do business with. Now, here is what I find out to the rest, guys. Okay, I know this gentleman is good. He is networkable. He has a good amount of his network and stuff, and he can be useful for me. Not now, but in future. So I don't say a no directly to him. So what I do is I reconnect and I redirect to him. So, hey, Mr. June, pleasure meeting you. And after talking to you today, I really feel that there are a lot of things that I can do beyond my own company. How do you feel if I can connect you to one of my friend, or one of the clients of mine, or one of my known associates who might be of a good business to you as well. And I'm damn sure this is the gentleman who would be loving to talk to you as well, because you share the kind of common thoughts and common interests and hobbies. So how about I get back to you once I get connected to this gentleman, and I make a kind of a platform for both of you guys to introduce yourself. Do you think that will be a great enough something that I can do for you, at least now? How do you see that? So usually people have not said no so far to me. Yeah, June, you were there?
Yeah, damn. I mean that's a boom.
Yeah. So understand one thing is, now I will not following up, but he is going to follow me up. Okay. So when are we meeting? So who is this gentleman? So he will be more curious about, because that's a business to him. He'll be more happy to talk to you. He'll be more happy to pick up your calls. He'll be more happy to send multiple mails to yourself, and he will not feel bad if you send any information to him.
Hmm.
So that's a second level of a psychology. And I'm talking about a higher level of influencer closing, or entrepreneurship closing, or business closing, or industrialist closing kind of things. So this is
Hmm.
where people are, things that, because usually those kind of deals takes more time, and there are a lot of people are involved into this. Okay. So I'm sharing one of my experiences. Now, I met this guy who is a professor, and trust me, I have no work with him. I have no works. Trust me. He is a subject matter expert of some pollution control board something, and I have nothing to do with him. But I went to a different event and I met this gentleman who was into recycling machines and all those things. Now I said, I think this is not the right time for me because I am not the guy for him. I said, you guys are doing amazing. And I think I know somebody who can really be of great help to you, because I know somebody from the pollution control board, because he is a professor there. Now you see, I'm kind of creating a kind of a pre-framing here. I might not say that he's a professor also, but I say I know somebody who can really be of help to you, because he's the gentleman who knows about all the rules and regulations of the pollution industry, pollution things. And now, since you are to recycle, I think you guys can patch up and create an amazing a community by yourself. How do you see that in business? Because this gentleman can tell you the exact statistics of how much you are supposed to do in your business. Do you think that is something which is helpful? Even I ask about this to my prospects also. Do you think this is something that's going to do good for you? Because I feel there are three guys out of this. This is the main guy can add the value to you in your business. Just meet him.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I can also use these as like, I mean, the polite way of exit policy, D&D, and those stuffs. Also the closing call.
Yeah, why not? So these are kind of, as I said, these are basics. These are very basics for post-event following up sessions. And you can go to deeper level. You can create deeper engagements, deeper bonds. As I said, it is a limitless thing which I'm talking about. But understand, the business happens in this point number 18. The business doesn't happen in point number 16 or 17, or if you go and attend. No.
Right.
The seed of the business is here. Because only on post-event following up, you exactly come to know how much and how you are going to add value, or rather he is going to add value to your business or profile. Okay. This is basics. Probably I'll just okay, let me ask June, how do you feel so far? And as I said, this is a kind of a generalized session. We do a lot of things in details. Might be the time does not allow so much time. So yeah, go ahead, June.
I'm actually surprised at the detail, because I never expected you sharing how you actually text people, how you actually like I didn't expect you to give your exit policy and how you do your D&D, right?
Yep.
As detailed, and I like it as an Emerald myself. I like the details, and definitely and also what's interesting is also, do you want to talk with my other person or my assistant, that also your authority also gets stronger.
Yeah. So there are multiple ways of doing it. You can work on a team. You can work on collaborations. So let's say hey, I met you at this event, but you know what? I think you guys are doing an amazing thing, and I know somebody from my team. Now this is where an indirect way of shaking hands is. I think the things that you work. I know a guy from my team who can be the right person to interact, because I feel you guys can really make this particular bond stronger between your company and our company together. So this is another way of collaborating, and you are sharing the right person's informations. You are connecting him to the right guy. So he might say, okay, great. So we have a team of experts also who can join up. So okay, fine. So cool. What do you think the right time for us, or the most convenient time? So you basically push him towards a closing time, or might not be closing, more of a discovery part 2. And you explore possibilities there. It's fine, right?
Right.
I always feel negotiations is much more better than bargaining. So I think this is the first level, because all the things that you are talking here is a part of your negotiation tactics. Okay.
Got it.
You know everything about this gentleman. You know where you have met him, how much he has spent, what all things he was doing, what is his events. In the next follow-up session, you have gone deeper. You have found out his deepest points, his his counterparts, his competition in the market, his pricing. You can know anything, and till that time he's also happy because he's getting a value. So when you are on a
Right.
negotiations, this post-event follow-up sessions, please make a note of this, because these are your tricks to close the deal much more faster, efficiently, and with a good relationship, long-lasting, stronger relationship.
Yes.
So with that, I would like to probably take a pause here, take a small feedback with June. Do you think this is something that is useful for you?
Um. Yes, because definitely like if I'm doing business, I meetups, events, and like having personal one-on-one, face-to-face
Mhm.
interaction with people that that do the same thing, that walk the talk is really important. Definitely, I'm looking forward to go to event also,
Awesome.
and like these stuffs, like because like you said, like before uh before all the process, before everything, I mean the close doesn't happen in the process, but when you get back to them,
Hmm.
when you follow up.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Anything else you want to add up here?
Yeah, so not much.
All right. So, guys, if you're listening to this, just to tell you, this is just 18 points in the 33 steps. And if you found it very interesting, if you found that you can use this protocols, this is as I said, like the tidbits that we usually do. We can go into the deeper sections in my actual classes. Enlightened Sheet is something that we do as a part of a co-learning experience. We share informations over such kind of an Excel sheet where you can take control of this. So the next session, which is going to happen, we'll be talking more about the sense. Now, sense is a very elaborate topic. We'll break it down into simpler topics as well. And then we'll tell you, as being an influencer, how you can utilize this particular point in your business, in your influencing career, or whatever the way it is. So as I said, today you learned basically about how did you re-engage, how do you find out back, how do you increase your relationships, how also you figure out who is going to be working for you or not, how do you filter it off, how you say no, how you use your tactics to introduce your social bonding, how you direct the business. You also figure out how this particular following up can be used as a word of mouth, and how you can be marketed without even spending a single penny. This is the basis by which you come closer and make your influencing much more stronger, right?
Right.
So with that, probably we'll take a small an intermission. We'll be back on the next session. So watch out this thing. We'll have amazing things we'll be talking about much more. And as I said, if you need to know more about it, there will be a link down somewhere. You can click it up there. And if you like this, and I'm happy, and trust me, I want to really thank you if you have listened to all these things from start till now, because it needs incredible amount of patience to hear it. All right. So with that, thank you so much, and we will connect back shortly. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.